Well, welcome back again to Measures Adventures. I wanted to have a video and show you the Husqvarna 266 and have it on my chainsaw mill and do some milling and kind of show how well that saw is going to work. But Mother Nature said, no, not today you're not. And it's a blizzard outside, the wind's blowing. And I'm like, well, that's not going to stop me from making a video, because I did, in my previous videos, did promise you that I was going to show you guys how I make my own ripping chains. For starters, you're going to need is actually a chain. So I'm going to be using the Stihl Super, and it's a 3/8 by 0.058 with the 72 D-link, and that's how we're gonna use this to make that into that ripping chain. Another thing you're going to need is obviously a chainsaw file guide. You're going to need one of these, and the reason for that, and also you're going to need one of these. Now shouldn't have to explain this to you. If everybody went to school, you know what this is. But anyways, we're going to use this, whatever, and we're going to make this, a line on this to make it into 10 degrees. So that's, first of all, that's what we're going to do and kind of get that out of our hair. Okay, what we're going to do is you're going to take your chainsaw file guide. You can see on mine where I've already marked mine roughly 10 degrees. I'm just going to set this pencil here just so this kind of stays half flush, but it's kind of hard for me to try and do this or whatever and deal with the camera and everything at the same time, so bear with me. But you want to center, there's a little line right here, and you want to line it up with your 30-degree marks and go across and just kind of have to get that centered. And then what you want to do, then you can make your mark from the corner of that line where your 30-degree mark is on each side. So you kind of go with that, and then you want to go with your 10 degrees. So roughly across, there's your 10 degrees. And then you mark it to your 10 degrees, and same with the other side. And you got your 10-degree angle for yourselves. Pretty simple. Okay, now we got everything marked out. Like I said, it's not hard to do. Another thing you're gonna need is a rotary tool. Like some guys in their shops, they already have one. Now this one here I picked up from Canadian Tire. Like they're only $30. That's all you need. So it's affordable, like I do in my videos. I'm trying to make everything affordable for everybody so they're not spending a fortune and making things. But you definitely need a rotary tool kit, and you're going to see the purpose of this. Okay, for starters, what we're going to do is I'm going to use actually a tire marker. You can use a felt pen or anything like that, but we're going to take and make a mark on one of the teeth here, so we know exactly where the start point that we did. So I'm just going to mark that so we know where it's at. So always want to make sure you do that cutter, and when you do the other side, you'll see, but you can do the other side too to make sure. But I only do the one here for now. And now next what we're going to do is you're going to get yourself a square. Where's my square at? And and a felt pen. Well, the felt pen I got is, I'll tell you right now, it's not not the greatest thing. But what we want to do now is we're going to start here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take half a link, or half of this cutter, and we're going to make a scoring cutter out of these two links here. So it's going to be every 1, 2, and then you leave 2 alone, and then go 1, 2. And what you do is you take your square and you line it up, like so. So you line it up with this tooth here and with this tooth. And what you do is then you mark a line. If you want the halfway point with your square, if you look closely on your square, on your center linkage of your chain, it's right on the edge of that center linkage. So if you're not sure halfway on your tooth, well, you can actually, that's the way I do it. I actually eyeball it with that center link. But anyways, what you do is then you just make a mark. Then you know where you're going to cut that. This ain't a very good felt pen that I'm using. But yeah, I could see that mark. All right, and then you do the same thing on the other side. And what you do is you just take it, same thing, go on the other side, line it up with the other tooth. Here, I'll just bring this back here a little bit so you can see. Line it up with the other tooth, make sure it's square. And like I say, when you look straight down, it'll line up with that on the side of that center linkage. And there again, you just make another line. And you go through and you do it all the way through until you get back to to the where I marked it back here. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna mark every one. Like I said, I really don't have to. I can eyeball it, but in this video, I'm gonna mark them all just to help you out. Okay, I got it all marked out. I had to get myself a better felt pen, just so, I don't know if you guys can see that now or not. But what I did, I remember I marked it with the white pen. I marked it here so I knew where I started at. And so I went to my second teeth. So here I went 1, 2. That's the ones that we're gonna trim down. And then we leave the 2 alone. And then another 2 that we're gonna trim down. So that's when you get your rotary tool. And I had to raise my camera up here just a little bit, so I don't know how much of fragments is going to be flying around. I don't want to hit my camera lens, but I remarked this with a better felt pen. So I'm hoping that you guys can see that. But anyways, we know what's marked anyway. So anyways, we're going to get a little rotary tool going here. And you want to be straight up and down and flush with this on your line, because your line's on the side here like this, and it lines up with the side of your center of your linkage. And what I'm going to do is, shut that off for a second. What I'm going to do, you don't just hold it on top of there and just let it grind down. You don't want to do that. You want to go and take your time and just go back and forth until it comes off. But you'll see how I'm doing it, and we'll get started on this and we'll get this all trimmed down. So we'll get it just started here. You can see how I'm bringing it back and forth, back and forth. Try and get it as straight as you can. And just back and forth. Just slowly take your time with it. Not too much pressure. Like I said, this is a cheaper, the rotary tool. It's only a $30 kit, 80-piece kit that you get at your local Canadian Tire. All right, there we go. That one's done. See now how we got that? Hopefully you guys can see that. I try to zoom in more with the camera, but it's kind of hard to, but I will try it when I'm doing my editing. But see, we took a halfway point off here. It lines up on this side of your center linkage. That's your halfway point. So that's one. Now we'll go ahead here and we'll do one more, and we'll do it again. So with me, I can line it up with that center linkage. Taking my time. Come on. This is a heavier chain. There we go. Just get it cleaned up here a little bit. There we go, there's another one. So now what we're gonna do is now then, there again, you leave the two alone, leave them the way they are, and then you go over, and then you do these two teeth. And what you're making is your scoring teeth. Just like Granberg's. Okay, we got our scoring teeth all cut to half. And like I said, like your normal tooth, almost pretty much lines up on the other side of that center link. So like I say, for your halfway point, you just go on the other side of that center link. But yeah, we got that all done up. And now the fun part of the matter of sharpening it to our 10 degrees. So I'll get my file ready and that'll be our next step. Okay, I got my file and everything ready. Okay, this is the mark we made with the white felt pen, or my tire marking pen. So I'm not going to do that one first, because when you're going to do your tooth, whatever, you could scratch some of that paint off there. So we're going to go right to the next one, and that's right here. And that's on our scoring tooth. So we're going to line it up to our 10 degree mark. Lock this down so it doesn't move. And what I'm going to do when I sharpen it, because these teeth already they're at 30 degrees. From Granberg or whatever, they're probably not already at 30 degrees. They're probably just a straight tooth. And then they turn around and they file it down to your 10 degrees. But this one's at 30 degrees, so we got to get her down to 10 degrees. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go about 15 strokes, just one way, 15 strokes. Some guys will go back and forth or whatever. For me, whatever, I always go just one stroke. To me, it's like as if you're sharpening a knife. When you're sharpening a knife, you're not going like this with a knife and sharpening it. You're going with a knife and you're sharpening it that way when you got a steel or whatever. So I thought I'd just point that across to you. So we're going to go 15, and then you want to go roughly about 10 degrees. Like, you don't want to go straight. You just want to bring it roughly around 5 or 10 degrees, just up a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to go 15 times. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. And as you're using your saw, you're going to be sharpening, of course, your chain, and it'll just slowly work its way down. But for starters, that's how I do it. Okay, we'll just bring this one back here this way. Kind of going backwards. I should be going that direction, but in this video, I'm going to just do it backwards here a little bit. So bear with me. I don't think it's going to hurt too much. So again, we're going to go, remember, don't go straight. We'll just bring 5 or 10 degrees up a little bit and 15 strokes. You can see this little line here too on the chainsaw. That's supposed to be your 30 degree angle. You can see how now this angle is just a little bit out a little bit more. Some guys actually do at a 0 degrees. I've never tried it at 0 degrees. I just had better luck doing it at my 10 degrees. Okay, I made it back here. See, now that's why I did not do this one. I left the paint on it. So this way, whatever, now I know I'm back to my starting point. So I'll do my last cut, or cut. So I'll do my last filing on this tooth, and then we'll switch over to the other side of the saw. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There, see how it's kind of marked it up, but paint's still on there. That's why I like using that tire paint. I know it's going to stay on there pretty good. A felt pen works just as good too. All right, well, I'll get this saw turned around this vise, and now just a matter of doing the other side. Okay, I got the saw turned around. There's where I marked it on the other, for the other side. And what I'm gonna do, normally I don't, I just go by this one, but this video I'm gonna do it. Right on my scoring tooth, I'm just gonna make another mark right there. And then I know, clears my conscience that way. That movement, so I'm gonna leave that again, like I said, I'm gonna leave that alone. And I'm gonna start with this tooth right here. So again, mark your 10 degrees up a little bit, and 15 times. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 14, and 15. Okay, made it finally back to my marker, our last tooth. We'll get it sharpened up. Okay, there, both sides are sharpened. If you don't know how sharp your chainsaw really is, some guys usually, I was even told, if you take your thumb or whatever, and if you go over and if it catches your thumbnail, you know darn well she's sharp. So it just catches my thumbnail. All right, we got her all sharpened up. We got ourselves a brand new ripping chain. See, now that didn't take very long at all. Even if I wasn't filming it, maybe half an hour, maybe hour tops, of just taking my time and making my own milling chain. And I just don't understand why they're asking such a high price for a milling chain, where it's just a different filing of the tooth at a different angle at 10 degrees, and then you got your two scoring teeth, that it's just filed down half a tooth, or grinded down. So it doesn't make sense to why a guy's paying around $60, $70, and then you gotta order it too, to boot. Some places do sell them, they do have them in stock, but there again, that it's just so much easier just to buy a normal chain and do like I showed you, and you will have a good ripping chain. Like I said, I've made multiple of them, and I'm not paying that high price, and I'm doing just fine the way I'm doing mine. But anyways, I guess that's another end of the video, and if you like this video, well, you gotta check these videos, because I know you're gonna like them. Or you'll hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time I come out with a new video. So I guess it's time for me to go, and we'll see you guys. Hopefully, maybe I'll be doing some milling and trying this bad boy out, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye for now. You guys have one awesome weekend.